broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's Dishin' Days, a full recap of last week's episodes of the hit NBC soap opera Days of Our Lives. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by some fellow lovers of Days. We have, in place of Peter, we have Mr.
James Lott Jr.
And with the hair as high as Mount Everest.
Which I think I have a name for now.
Which is?
Well, I'm working on it. I'm still playing with that.
Yeah.
But I'll make the announcement one day. I'm still working. But I'm closer. I'm closer to a name. Mark J Freeman here.
Yay.
And first off, before we get into our... No, we're not ready yet.
Oh.
No, not yet. Not yet.
See?
Not
This
yet.
is why Peter does it.
Yes. Before we get into our recap and turn our lovely hourglass here, I want to thank you guys so much. Last week, we asked you guys to share our video of our recap from last week, and we wanted to get 2,000 views. You guys have thoroughly helped us and surprised us with over 4,000 views of our episode last week. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. And as promised, we are going to be giving away some lovely prizes. We have...
Does that mean I got 4,000 compliments?
No. We have this water bottle signed by Rachel Melvin and Molly and Jen and Blake. No, and not not more. And
Why they don't give me Sharpies in this house?
And we also have a 2015 calendar signed by the same people. We have a few of those, so we're going to give those away later on. If you want to be entered into the contest, make sure right now at this moment you write your first and last name in capital letters. Mark and James are going to write down everyone's name and put them in a cup, so that way we can draw names later. But you have to remain in this chat room until the end of the show, unless you won't win. So make sure right now at this moment you write your first and last name, all caps, so that we can find out who will win some lovely prizes.
God, I'm gonna have to multitask.
Yeah.
Right,
Mark, this is your time to now look in the chat room.
Ooh.
So I gave
Swag.
this time.
Swag isn't a name. Carolyn.
So again, make sure you write your first and last name in all caps if you want to be entered into our...
If you plan on sticking around for that.
Well, you better stick around for that.
Oh, and now I turn?
No, not yet.
Premature.
All right, and also we have a lot of fan groups on Facebook that have graciously allowed us to post our videos in your group. Guys, thank you so much for working with us. Also, we have heard that some groups, tis, have been kicking out members for advertising Dishin' Days. And I just want to say we are all Days family. We all are lovers of Days. We're all fans of Days. So guys, let's work together. Please don't kick out other members because they're advertising Dishin' Days. We are just another platform. We want to have as many fans join us. So please, let's work together. Let them share. If it's a problem, just message them and let them know, or let us know, so that way there's no issues. But let's work together. But thank you guys so much for sharing our page. Also, we're trying to get up to 1,000 friends on our Dishin' Days Facebook page. So make sure you add us as a friend. Dishin' Days on Facebook. We're trying to get to 1,000. And I believe... Brittany, I think there's a photo of prizes that we plan to give away, and I want to show you guys that. So once we reach 1,000 friends on Facebook for Dishin' Days, we have all of these prizes that we would like to give away. We have autographed mouse pad from Jen Lilly, an autographed photo from Hira, a nice picture frame from the Dual Coast events in Atlanta signed by Eric Martsoff, Cassie DePava, Guy Wilson, Jen Lilly, also a calendar and a script. So we want to give all this stuff away. So guys, make sure you friend us on Facebook. Once we get to 1,000, we are going to start giving all of that stuff away. Also, we want to...
I have to write Daquan's name.
Well,
Twice.
of course you do. Now, we also want to give a big congratulations to Lynn Turner. She is the person who last week came in with the name of the horse that Jack said to Jennifer, right?
That Jennifer wanted to write the story about with Jack.
Yes.
And their very first scene together.
Yes, so we got that right at the end of our show.
Should I say the name? Can I share the name of the horse?
Of course, yeah.
It was Jennifer's Beauty.
Yes. So, Lynn, you are the winner.
She wrote twice. Amber, you're putting your name twice.
Everyone just write your name once. So, Amber, you are the winner of the CBS Digest signed by Jen Lilly. We are going to send that over to you. We will contact you for your information, and you get your own personalized digest from Jen Lilly. She touched it and she signed it.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Lynn tweeted me that.
Okay.
So she could direct message me on Twitter if she wants to send her address, or Peter.
Oh,
Probably
perfect.
Peter, because he keeps all that stuff.
He does.
Yay.
They don't trust me with it, Lynn.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
All right. So, do we have a lot of names in?
We got him.
do.
We got him in there.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect. So,
Did you
got
put
it.
that one?
Got
Okay.
it.
You do them. I'll give you
Okay.
these so that
Okay.
all
I'm
right.
putting you in charge.
So, long enough.
As newbie.
Let's go ahead and get right into our recap of days. Now you can turn it, Mark.
Do I get a sound effect?
Provided by you.
No, she's like, no.
I hope I made you proud, Peter.
She's like, no.
That was for you, Peter.
That was for you. It was all for you. All right, so let's start off with the Xander, Serena, Nicole, Daniel storyline. First of all, let's just say this week of Days of Our Lives was short because
Very.
there was...
Which I kind of liked.
Yeah, I
was
mean,
like, oh.
it was preempted on Monday because of Memorial Day.
Yes.
Not a lot happening in Salem.
It
this
really
week,
wasn't.
Especially after that whole big week of like
yes.
Paige and
Well, and then
Eve
that
and
didn't
JJ.
happen until Friday.
Yeah,
Like, they didn't talk
and then
about
we
it until
didn't.
Friday.
Yeah, it's like, hello, we need a continuation.
I think it
We
was
need to know
like
what's happening.
I think it was Wednesday's episode, the second episode, that I was like, I feel like something's missing, and I was like, why am I missing something? And I was like, they haven't even shown. And then it was like a whole nother day of
Yeah.
none of it, and I was like, really? Decided to give him vacation after that episode.
Yeah.
And then when Eve showed up on JJ's doorstep, and then when Paige showed up in Jen's office,
They all just kept going for
Yeah,
They did. I
yeah.
loved it. I loved it.
musical houses.
It was like musical houses, but we'll get to that huge,
yes.
little
Okay,
bit
sorry.
later.
I distracted.
But I mean, listen, to boring old Xander, Serena, Nicole,
Right.
and Daniel.
I know.
So Nicole is still, debating on whether or not she should tell about her findings, which she hasn't yet. We all know that Xander is hot on Nicole's trail,
Yes.
but little Miss Serena decided this week that she is
Has a
going
conscience.
to, and she's going to warn Nicole because I called her the hitch woman
Yes.
because they said her name once and I was like,
Navidad.
Navidad, that's
no,
right.
I didn't
And
know that.
I think I spelled it a different way. But Miss Navidad is just roaming around Salem.
Yep. Who I thought was Zoe.
Reporting in. Yeah.
Clearly, I pay attention.
Yes.
Right. Or,
Clearly.
Right. But so I just don't have really a whole lot to say about this storyline except like,
Well, I'll say one thing. Eric and Nicole actually kind of made up.
yes.
That's kind of significant, I guess.
Yeah, but then
mean-
he dropped the bomb that he's going to be
Right,
moving
yeah.
with Serena
Right.
to Honolulu.
It's like, why Hawaii?
I don't get attached because I know it's not going to happen.
I know, right?
So it's like, I get that they have to have the
yeah,
scene, but at the
okay.
same time, I'm like, yeah, we know they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but it's still that same
Yeah.
feeling of like, oh, you decided to leave
Yeah.
Salem
Yes,
and,
right.
and
Yeah.
go with Serena because
But it's funny because I was thinking about this the other day. We talked a little bit about how like with the internet and everything, like we always know what's happening
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
before it even happens.
Right.
But like, I think that's why they were so great before, like in 50 years ago, was that they didn't have any of
Right.
this.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh my God, they're leaving, and
Yeah.
then you're like, oh no, they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
exciting. Now it's like, well, we know they're not.
Well, I hate to say this since I'm a little older than you guys. Even 30 years ago, they didn't really have.
That's why I invite you here, so there's somebody older
the
than me.
oldest person here. I was -2 when I started watching. No, but they really had, even with the soap magazines, they still had some kind of like secrecy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you didn't know, like, I was, oh my gosh, she's dead. And like when a lot of stuff happens, you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But nowadays, we know everything. We see Twitter. It's kind of like, are you as invested if you know it's going to not be?
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
still invested because you still want to know, like, what's going to happen or how they're going to end up at that point.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, that's true. You still want to see how it's going to play out. 'Cause
Exactly.
Homegirl's leaving, but we'll still see how Eric's going to stay and how it's going to work out.
So before we wrap this up, because I mean that's not much to say
much
about
it.
that. Make sure you guys in the chat room let us know what your thoughts are regarding the Xander, Serena, Nicole, Daniel storyline. I really don't. I'm not feeling Daniel and Nicole. Like, everyone wants to put them together, but I am just not feeling it at all.
Me neither.
I am all for Nicole and Xander.
Me too.
Yes. Yes.
I just don't want Xander to like become like creepy, like.
But you know who else? And we talked about this a couple times. I wouldn't mind Nicole and Lucas again.
We talked about that a couple of times.
Yeah, we mentioned it. We mentioned it.
Yeah.
Maybe
It was a
I wasn't
possibility.
here.
No, you were here.
Was I?
You were here.
Because
You said, "Yeah, Mark, I agree with you 100%. Your ideas are so fantastic."
I will say I did not say that. I might have forgotten a few things, but I remember I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's a little too far.
But
See, for me, it's Nicole and Rafe.
Really?
They have.
I do. I wouldn't mind that either.
Because he doesn't take her stuff. He knows her. I mean, he knows who she is. He's one of her best friends.
And there was a little bit of that when there was that time when they were both breaking up with EJ and Sammy, and they kind of started to get close, and then that never went to anywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't mind this.
I don't mind them either.
I don't mind it. I don't mind that. I don't mind Lucas.
Think about it.
But I'm kind of. I know I'm only the one on this train, but I kind of am digging Lucas and Adrian.
So
that's what we call dead air in the entertainment industry.
So anywho, I love when,
not dead hair, dead air.
I love when Serena went off on Xander and was like, "You have daddy issues," and like, and you want your family to accept you, and blah blah. And I'm like, now listen, sweetie, like you may be tramping around Salem, like trying to be heroic and get the diamonds and this elephant and all that kind of stuff, but there's a certain point where you just need to stop.
Yeah.
And you're starting to reach that point. And when he threw her out of the
I love that
hotel,
part. He's like pushing her out.
he pushed her, and then like the purse landed perfectly. It was like, don't forget your purse. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved every
I did
minute
too,
of it.
actually.
That's good.
I loved it. So let's take it to the chat room.
Okay.
And find out what you guys thought about this storyline.
Since he broke up with Kate.
I did like Rafe
Jordan
and Kate
was a
together.
disaster.
I did like
Derek. See, Derek and I agree on almost everything that he writes. I agree with.
Rafe has been useless since he broke things off with Kate. Jordan was a disaster.
Lunatic. I don't like Adrian and Lucas, so you do agree with me, right?
Well, look at this. Leah Mulder says, I think Rafe and Hope would be good.
I'm with that
They're
one.
talking about, there's a thing I just read about Rafe going after Hope.
Yeah, I think that might be interesting.
In the biblical way. Okay, I agree with Mark. I like Justin and Adrian. Oh, no, I didn't say Justin. Did I say Justin? I said Lucas. But you know what else I thought of this week?
What?
Is this premature?
Yes, probably.
No, I don't think, because no. I'm kind of liking Justin and Kate.
We're premature because we're going to talk.
That's premature.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
talk about that.
See, we're let me.
Nicole and Rafe. There's Nick Carroll.
No, I just want to say, Erin, who's out there, says she remembers reading the storylines in the newspaper. I remember that too. We used to publish them in the newspaper.
Yeah,
and she's like, "I'm with you, girl."
What's a newspaper?
He used to have them in the newspaper. A certain newspaper. Those things he used to have.
I don't know what that
throw on the lawn.
See, I'm kind of with Tribe Master 07 as well as someone else for Nicole besides Xander. Eric and Nicole.
Eric. No, I don't dislike them. But it just doesn't seem like they're going in that direction at all.
Yeah, right.
Let's see what the new writers bring.
Right.
Because they're about to come in and clean.
Did we find out a date?
Up.
Their first.
I feel like. Oh, is it August?
Well, somebody said August, but I want to know a date.
You got to be that specific.
I want to know because I want to know. Like I want to know. Like, and I also want to know. This is why I want to have the writers here with us because I want to know. Like, is there resentment from the old writers that they're writing stupid stuff to be annoying to the new writers? You know what I mean?
Right,
like, because that's how I would roll. But that's me.
I'm almost scared to have the writers. Oh no, actually, I would love to have the writers in here. You know why?
Love it. To get apart.
Hashtag Maxine.
Hashtag Black Demira. That's right.
We'll
another
never get old.
Another Black Demira.
Yes. So keeping our recap train moving along.
Said, Kate has been with everyone. Might as well add Justin.
Yeah, why not? But
right.
So as we're going into that, we're going into the Clyde, Hope, Aiden, Kate, Ben, Abigail, Chad. There's a whole big thing there, and I actually like Justin and Kate together too. I was thinking about that when the four of them were together.
Yeah.
When they met in the same area in the park. Everybody meets in the same area in the park.
Yes.
Right.
And I was just like, wait a minute, there's something kind of going on there. Would it be a nice turn to have them get together? It'd be crazy. Lucas and Adrian would be beside themselves.
But then maybe Kate will finally leave them alone.
Yeah.
Well, she's getting some, yeah.
Well, she's getting some from
Well,
Clyde.
she is from Clyde, I guess. But it's not doing enough, obviously.
I mean,
Maybe just
sorry for the picture.
He's Greek.
But
he's Greek, so who knows? But that's I just have to mention, on Monday, they made my girl Hope funny.
On Monday?
Sorry.
What episode were you watching on Monday?
I was watching the memorial episode.
Were you watching the secret episode that we didn't know anything
I only
about?
saw it
he got a
myself.
secret aired episode.
Was I drinking that day? I don't know what I was watching.
Christian Alfonso was doing stand-up.
At the Grove. But anyway, Tuesday. But no, I love that she was actually funny, which they don't make her funny that often. And her exchange with Kate was so funny. I have one quote that I thought was really hilarious. It was, "You know, Hope, I think of you and I beyond talking about boyfriends. Clyde Weston is to me as Aiden Jennings is to you, my lover." And Hope is kind of like, wow, I don't really talk that way. She's always so prim and proper.
Yeah.
And she's always like, and Kate was just like needling her.
Yeah.
And they just made it really funny. It was like, I'm not used to seeing Kristen Alfonso funny.
Yeah, because she's always very serious and has her eyebrow.
The eyebrow.
The eyebrow says a lot.
Oh, the eyebrow.
Your eyebrow doesn't say that much,
Oh,
but
my gosh.
hers says a lot.
Because I don't have eyebrows. I have eyebrow areas. Where my eyebrows would be.
But everyone is all
Yes, really.
up in arms about this new article
Right.
that's being written about Clyde.
Yes.
And listen, if Will Horton's writing an article about you, you need to be scared.
But
Oh,
he
yeah.
kept saying that
Yeah.
he's writing a puff piece.
Yeah.
Right.
But Chad finally let Will know that he knows that he owns Sonics, but also said he wants everything about Clyde. And Rafe is also digging. Hope
Yes.
is digging.
Yeah, they
So
are.
like something is a brewing.
Yes.
Because
Now-
there's too many people's hand in this whole Clyde thing.
That's right.
And we
true.
haven't heard anything about Clyde or Ben leaving the show.
No, I haven't
correct?
heard anything.
Okay,
No.
so they're still
Nothing.
going to be around for a little
Now,
bit.
my question to you guys is, do we like Clyde? Do we think he's enough of a
Have
baddie?
moments.
Clyde to me is trying to be like, we already have the Kiriakises,
Right.
We have the Damaras.
Yes.
Now he's trying to bring in the Westons, and but he's the only Weston.
Sounds like
Yeah.
the sounds
The
like
Westons.
what?
the
Weston
Waltons. That's
Right.
what I keep saying when I hear the
But
Westons.
it's like you're this powerful person, but yet. I believe it when we go to the Demara mansion, and it feels very that when we go to the Kiriakis mansion. But when you're meeting in the park and you're
They should have like a cabin.
yeah, you're meeting up with Jeremiah, who
Front
reminds me of
porch,
Jethro.
churning butter.
Totally.
Yeah, it's like I don't believe you're like, I feel like you're powerful,
And they
but I
could
don't
live
feel
like
you're as powerful
on the outskirts of Salem, like in
Like
a
the south side?
Yeah, like in a
South
Like
cabin.
where Tori
He said
used
the
to be?
south
Yeah,
side.
and then you
Yeah.
have the woods between them, and you could have storylines in the woods.
said the south.
Well,
side, I
listen,
love it.
I
I
would
love it.
I would be all for that cabin mansion in the woods of Salem, but like. I feel like he's supposed to be like this powerful, like, Demara, Kiriakis,
Right.
I'm wheeling and dealing, but the only person he's dealing with is Jethro,
Yeah.
also known as Jeremiah, and he doesn't seem to have a whole lot of folks working
What?
for him.
That's the guy's
Yeah.
name, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Jeremiah,
Oh, okay.
his name.
But you wanted to
think
be
I-
Jethro, don't you?
I do.
Well, I think I even wrote in my
this.
notes the guy with Clyde.
Yeah.
because I couldn't. I was like, I
Jethro.
still don't know his name.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with Tony. It's like he doesn't seem like he's a real match for Victor Kiriakis. Like, really?
Well, I
come on.
still think too. I still think, and they made a comment. Somebody made a comment about it this week that that Victor backed down with him so quickly.
Yes.
I just feel like he's up to
Oh,
something.
yeah, of course.
Like I
Of
feel
course.
like
Victor?
Yeah.
that he's
Yeah.
allowing him to do this for a reason. That it's going to come
Yeah.
full circle, and it's going to be like that's why he let him.
Listen, Victor is all knowing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
he
knows-
attitudes
he
of
knows
people.
he knows stuff before you even know
Yes,
it.
he's like he told Justin, he's like, yeah, I know what's going on. He knows everything. His
Yeah.
eyes and ears are on everything.
On
Yeah.
everything.
But I will say, I do like the fact they brought on another mature male on the show, of course. Maybe
Yeah.
they should have went a different direction, maybe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm glad they brought someone else on. Other than,
Well, I mean, I kind of like the whole like down home
Mm-hmm.
like country guy who is
trying to make it, I guess.
wealthy and like Demara-esque in his own right, but
Yeah.
it's not that bougie-esque.
Right.
It's still kind of like that. I got money, but I ain't gotta flaunt it.
Right, exactly.
I got people, but I don't
Right.
have to flaunt it.
Right.
Like that's how I see Clyde.
Yeah,
You know
agree.
what? We were talking about Ben too. That was in here. when he talked to Abby, like, because we saw that last week where he kind of eavesdropped on her and chat. I kind of didn't like. I feel like everybody who last week was like attack, angry, going to talk to people. This week, all kind of recoiled because he was like, "Yeah, I saw you. It's okay. He needed a friend."
Right.
And that like I feel like everybody this week, somebody else. Who was it that kind of was Eric when he Brady when he goes to see Teresa in the hospital, and then he kind of is like, "Oh, I was too hard on you yesterday."
Right.
I'm like, why is everybody taking back their? No, stand up for yourself.
Right.
Well, maybe that's just how they felt.
No,
No takesies backsies.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But Ben, this whole idea about his name, and it's making a big deal about it. They're trying to build this Weston name, and that's what I'm seeing they're trying to do.
And that, you know what? I mean, we were going to save that for tidbits, but the whole Abigail Ben thing was just all about his name. No one cares.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I was like,
And I'm
congratulations.
going to say it again.
Right.
If
Can
you
we
were
go on to something
born
else?
Ben Weston, you don't have to change your name back. You are Ben Weston.
But either way, if they brought on more Westons.
But if he legally changed it to all
But
the
he
other
said
people.
he never legally. He even has a scene with Rafe where Rafe says something. He's like, "Well, I just wrote it on my forms a different way." He even specifically
Okay,
says he
that.
didn't change it. So I'm like, "Well, if you didn't change it, then you're not going to change it back."
Stupid.
Fact check.
Stupid.
I think you're
So
right, he
Lorraine
did say
Love,
that.
fact check.
You're right. He did say that.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Congrats.
What are they saying in the chat room?
Well, they're saying that. Well, Clyde. Steven's saying Clyde did get EJ killed.
Right. Well,
and,
killed,
I mean,
and we're going to put that in quotes.
Right, I'm like-
because he's not really dead.
But he's still. Victor and Stefano have done way more. than
Leah
that.
said Jeremiah was cute this week.
That's what. Okay, Leah.
Okay, girl.
Leah, you
Leah-
can have him.
You like
Leah
long-
has
like-
her-
She likes long hair.
Leah has her own little
Yeah.
crush.
Okay.
Ben is an idiot. How do you really feel?
Ms. Jenna.
Litigation.
Someone said, Richin says, isn't he Oliver Weston?
He should be right. He was Ollie.
Yeah, because he was Ollie, right? Good call.
Yeah, that's a great call. Yeah, that's good.
And then Lunatic Nation says that Will wasn't ranting and wasn't annoying. That's because he was only on screen for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was it.
All week.
Exactly.
Lynn Turner said he put it on tax forms.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Ollie?
Let's see.
So Aiden said he had to legally change it back.
Yeah.
Well, but... And thank you, Misty, for agreeing with me. I don't know what you're agreeing with, but
She's
thank
agreeing
you.
with you. She's agreeing with you. We like that.
I
sure.
just like when I see that they agree
Blindly,
with me.
sure.
And that which reminds me, I need to go watch the thing of our 4,000 views because that means I got 4,000.
Yeah. So Tribe Master's saying they should have put Kate with Roman when she used to be with Roman. How funny.
Daquan says,
Daquan.
Hey, Tony, this is regarding hashtag Maxine's son.
Okay.
We could kill two birds with one stone. Tony wants to be on the show, and I want a character named after me who is bitchy and tells peeps off. So apparently my name would be Daquan.
Daquan. There you go. Alrighty. That is original.
Oh, Daquan. What are we going to do with
Tony's
you?
character could be D.
Daquan.
Landis or Tony
So
D.
D.
Landis. Actually, I have a friend named DeLandis.
DeLandis?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's your boy? Who am I dissing?
Yeah,
Daquan says I'm dissing my boy.
You know what? One day.
Am I dissing you?
No, I don't know. But this whole thing between you and
I know.
Daquan, it's always so interesting. I actually tweeted him earlier and said, "Can't y'all just agree to disagree?" But then he wouldn't have fun with you anymore.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Y'all have a love-hate
Well,
relationship.
no, it's here's what it is with me and Daquan. Let's set the record straight.
Uh-oh.
I'm right, Daquan's wrong.
Let's see what Daquan has to say
Yeah,
about
exactly.
that.
Like, I don't think he agrees with that one at all. He's like,
Who was he saying? Who's his boy? Daquan, who's your boy that I was
Yeah,
dissing?
who's your boy?
If you could write that in there. I don't know who you were talking about. EJ? No.
Yeah, I don't think so. You were just.
I didn't know you had a boy, Daquan. I knew you were up Melanie's booty.
So let's keep it moving right
That's
along.
right.
And get to the hot topic of the week.
Hot topic.
Hot Pockets!
Yes.
We could do a commercial for Hot Pockets right there.
You know
Instead of
what we
pizza
should be doing a commercial for?
rolls. Pizza rolls.
No.
Oh, what? Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I have to read my live read right now for everybody.
My glasses.
So we're not going to get into the main story yet because we like hearing from you. So keep on sending your tweets and comments. We do read them, and don't miss the chance to take a very important listener survey at podcast1.com. Your responses will help us to make this show the very best it can be. It'll only take about 3 minutes of your time, and you'll get the instant gratification that comes with knowing you helped us out. You can tell us how you really feel about the show, Tony, and help us get to know you better. Do it now. Take the survey at podcast1.com. That's podcast1.com. And keep the tweets and comments coming as well. All right, guys?
There we are.
And then we're going to talk about some...
the hot topic.
The hot pocket. Teresa, Brady, Kim, and Melanie.
Oh, boy.
Yes. This is a good one. This is a good one, too.
This is a good.
First of all,
Yes.
Patsy Peas, I love you. I'm glad that you were on the show reprising your role as Kimberly. But how you just gonna come to Salem and say, okay, we coming back to California?
Oh, right. And she grown
And never see Eve and Paige, although she did make a comment.
She made a comment. She was like, yeah, they never answer their phone.
They're a little busy right now.
A little busy. They are a little busy, so I will let it slide.
Yeah, they got a little drama going on right now.
Yeah.
I would have loved for her to have met up with them and had find out all that stuff.
I wanted to see who Daquan was talking about.
You can once we're done and we go back into the chat room.
William Horton?
Yeah.
I guess.
So first, okay. So Melanie got proposed to by Brady, which that's one of those moments where you're like, we all know that.
Yeah, we know it's not going to happen. Although it was a cute, tender moment, I will say that
it was.
Yes.
But I love. Congratulations, Teresa. Your plan is actually working.
Oh, it's totally working.
But it was kind of annoying. Like, if she would, like, it looked like, here's what I was going to say. And I was totally going to be 100%. Everyone take a moment and listen to what I'm about to say.
You're going to be on Melanie's side?
I would have been 100% Team Melanie. Yes,
wow.
Mark said, hashtag Team Melanie. Had she done what my girl Billy Reed did with Bo and just said, you know what? You guys need to work this out. I'm going to go.
Yes.
But, and here's what I don't like, and I know it's not Melanie. It's not Melanie Daquan. It's the fact that they're making her look like weak.
Yes,
I think anytime they make somebody look weak and like and sappy, I don't like it. So now she went for, like, had she done that, like, I'm gonna step away.
Right,
I love you and we have a great thing. You have to work this out with this woman and the child. I'm gonna step away. But now it's because Teresa said that, it takes it down a notch.
But see, this is. But I feel like Melanie was already thinking that.
She just never
verbalized it.
But that's what I'm saying.
She just like.
I wish they would have just let her do that on her own. Take the kahunas and just say, I'm going.
But she explained the relationship that her and Brady had. It was kind of like a go with the flow type of a thing. If it felt right, you just go along with it. And that's why she was like, this proposal doesn't feel right. And I think it's because she was thinking like, listen, you have this baby in your life now. You have to, like, you need to sort all that out. I'm still going to be here for you. But like this proposal thing, that's like throwing me off. And now that Teresa has now said, well, I may take the baby to California and the only way I'll stay in Salem is if you're not here. It's kind of like.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it, but it's funny.
I actually didn't like, and it made me not like Teresa. Like, I was like, that
but are you surprised that Teresa was going to do that?
But I don't like that they did that. Like, it's like, we saw that what was evolving, let it evolve. Like, you don't have to make it into a big thing like that. Like, it would have just been so much more exciting.
Here's my other side of it. It was kind of funny because Teresa actually went a direction I think she was going to go. I think she was going to say, I'm in love with him. I thought she was going to go with the whole, I'm taking the baby away. Yeah. The whole cliche. Yeah. So I'm going to take it away. I'm going to, but no, she kind of, I actually gave her points because she was kind of like, I'm going to kind of tell the truth, but, embellish it a little bit. And she went that direction and attacked Melanie where it hurt. Yeah. Which was like, it's an interesting way to go. And her mother played right into it. It's just kind of like, I'll do what my mom's doing. Okay, and she played it really seamlessly, actually.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Wasn't much scheming for her to do. She laid in that bed the whole time, basically.
First of all, speaking of laying in that bed, Teresa, Jen Lilly, there was no milk in that bottle when that baby was drinking.
No, there wasn't.
Not
you were
a
just
bit.
getting your baby gas.
Like
that's what she was
like
doing.
the whole time. My attention, and I was like, great acting throughout this whole thing. But at some point, will somebody please take that bottle out of that baby's mouth because he's not drinking no nothing.
Yeah.
He was just like, and I was like, there's no milk in there. There's no milk. There is no milk in there. And I almost looked up like, are they supposed to still like suck on the bottle when there's nothing in there?
No,
and I was like, there's something wrong with that.
Right.
That's why you push the air out of the baby bottle.
Yes.
I babysat. I know.
Yeah. Now, the only thing that I might say is maybe there was milk, but it was like that last little
drop.
bit where she knew in the scene this baby's running out of milk.
It was empty bottle.
But I feel like it started off with some milk. It did.
I think you're right. It was empty all the time.
I think it started off with some milk, and then the milk got a little. But needless to say, that baby was sucking on air.
Right.
Taquan's freaking out.
So,
he says, Mark, wait.
Hey,
it's about
no, we're not there yet. No, Mark, we're not there yet.
He says
no.
he's flatlining.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. See, let me explain to y'all the problem that we have during this recap all the time is that Mark is so ADD that he continues to always look at the chat. So that's why we have to have segments where we refer to the chat because he will just stare and look at the chat and forget that we're supposed to be talking about it.
He wrote it on capital, so I read
it's fine. Well, guess what? There's this thing called the scroll button where you remember that mentally and you scroll back up when we go to the chat room.
I saw you, Daquan. I saw what you were saying.
Yeah, so we'll refer to that in a minute once we finish with this particular part of our segment.
So I will bring it back for a second. No, the thing that I thought was kind of cool, that speaking of Melanie, she did have that flashback to when she found out Daniel was her father. So I did help with her decision kind of too, but I agree with you. They're making her super weak. So if she had went to the original and said, I went through this myself.
Yes.
And then she brought Chloe
But
and
she
everything.
did kind of do that.
Kind of at the end. But I'm with you. She feels like she's a little weak. But I kind of appreciate the flashback because it kind of explains where she's kind of thinking.
It does. But there's also a part of me that just wishes that the whole her and Brady getting together just didn't happen.
Same
if
here.
they already knew that she wasn't going to be on there that long.
Like
you know what
I
I mean?
said, there was no point of her to come back this whole
Now,
time.
okay, I will.
Everything that happened could have happened without her being there.
No, I will say this. I liked her as a friend with Brady.
Me too.
And I think it would have been nice just to bring her back, just to let her character breathe and get away from whatever she was doing over yonder.
Robbing casinos.
Yes. And then,
Spin-off show.
And then caring enough for Brady to be like, this stuff is happening.
Right.
And
that
so
I would have been fine with.
I agree with how they brought her back and what they used her for. I don't agree with putting them as a couple because I feel like there was already enough care to where she would have done that even if they weren't a couple.
Yes.
I agree 100%.
Now
Hashtag Team Melanie.
I am sticking with my prediction that I made on the show about a month ago. I'm
Which
sticking
is?
with it. Brady and Teresa are getting married. I'm sticking with it.
Brady?
Yep, I'm sticking with it.
Well, maybe, a baby does something to a woman that makes them, a better person.
Yeah.
So maybe Teresa will be a better person. And I loved how Teresa scooted her mom out of Salem. She was like, all right, Mom, bye, thanks.
Yes.
Yeah. It was good to see you, bye.
But her mother Kimberly had the funniest line. She was like telling Brady, being a new mother demands sacrifice and selflessness, and she's going to need a lot of help with that. I thought it was so funny. I was like, her own daughter. Like, she knows her daughter. She knows what's going on.
Of course.
So I thought it was kind
And
of
we did
funny.
see, before we go, we did see a Kim Victor flashback.
Yes. We should have been more. Should have been more flashbacks.
Yeah.
Just the one.
I just like when they do the flashbacks.
Me too. I love it.
I love that they're doing them, and I love that they're using them to kind of
Forward the story.
or to help with the story. I said, when they had the thing with Marlena and John, I loved that it, and then Paul talked about Marlena and John's affair, and like, how dare you? Like, I love that they're doing.
Now
that
the thing
kind of
is,
stuff.
I like Patsy Pease as an actress. I was never a Kimberly fan. I was always a Kayla fan. But I like the fact that she has so much history on the show.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're talking about it and actually making it part of today's story.
Yeah.
That's very, very
because
interesting.
the flashback helped explain why she was so weird about being in the Kiriakis mansion.
She had the best body language.
And I was just like, you look real uncomfortable. What happened to you?
Well, and it was funny because last week on Friday when she showed up for the little bit she was there, she made a comment about the Kiriakises and that house and da-da. And I wrote in my notes, look up history of Kim with the Kiriakises.
Yes.
So I'm glad that they did kind of touch on it this week. We still don't know exactly, and Peter's not here.
I know all the stuff.
You do know?
I watched it when it all
well,
happened.
I mean, we got a little bit. They slept together and something like that.
Andrew was supposedly possibly his. There's a whole storyline with that.
Andrew, Teresa's brother?
Yes.
Oh.
Is
Andrew older than Teresa?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so there was a whole storyline with that and Shane. I remember the whole thing. And he was just he was a baddie back then. He was like so bad. And so she was trying to come out of her old, she used to be a prostitute. There was a whole storyline with that, with Kimberly.
Prostitute.
I mean, listen, Salem had their whole ring.
Brady, a prostitute?
Mm-hmm. Groundbreaking.
Yes. And there was also a kind of weird thing because we find out that Bo was actually Victor's son, so mother and daughter had the same man. I remember that whole time period. It was great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I said I wasn't into Kimberly, but I like Patsy P.
I loved Kim and Shane. They were one of my favorites. It's one of the first things I remember watching when I switched from Another World.
And and then before we end this storyline, Melanie drops the bombshell that she will be leaving Salem.
Yes.
Was almost my quote of the week.
You know him. And I just have to say to Miss Jen Lilly, it was so funny on Friday's opening when she's laying draped across her hospital bed, putting on lipstick. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
With her dress on. She was in that bed for 2 weeks. You know how long she was in there? She just sitting there, put her lipstick on. I was like, oh my God, I just love it.
Jen Lilly had some great facial expressions. You knew what she was thinking.
Yes.
But and okay, also Days. Please do something with Anne.
And her wrap dresses.
Do something with her. I just feel like she's Teresa's only friend.
Yeah. Well, and I feel too, she's starting to be, because Jen isn't in the hospital and there's no interaction with Jen anymore with her. She's kind of losing her reason to be angry all the time, her reason to be involved every time.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling we may be...
They gotta figure something that way. I like the character of Anne. I think she's funny. I think she's hilarious. But I think they need to figure out some way to utilize her better. Maybe she can become a babysitter for Tate.
My friend in Kentucky ran into her in Kentucky at a restaurant.
Oh, really?
He sent me a picture. He's like, "Do you know this person?" And I was like, "Well, not personally, but I know who she is."
Yeah.
And he said, "I just met her at the restaurant he worked at."
That's so
Kentucky.
funny.
So
Meredith Scott Lynn.
Yep.
Scott Lynn.
Yeah.
She's been around for a while.
She's getting out. She's getting out and about.
But I agree. She needs more to do.
Yeah. Well, let's do Mark's favorite thing, and
Look in the chat room.
Oh yeah. Oh, were you already there? Shocker. Let's find out what everyone else has thought of the Teresa.
You're gonna be laughing.
Brady.
That doesn't work.
I don't.
What was the big thing that Daquan had in all caps?
He said that. Where is it?
Hey, Wyatt.
Are we frozen?
Is it the don't dare compare Teresa to Sammy? No.
No, he said something about needing defibrillators because
let me go up.
Team Melanie.
Let me go up. It's like frozen.
Yeah, see, this is why I read it, because sometimes it freezes.
Mine isn't frozen.
Oh, he says something about it's in all capital letters. He says something like, "Oh my God, Mark, making me need to."
Why is it limited?
Yeah, Oh yeah.
It's the internet.
Probably Tony's stealing it from us.
Siphoning from my machine.
He says, "I am flatlining. Doctor's clear."
Yeah.
See, that scroll up thing does work, doesn't it?
Oh, not on ours.
No. I'm having limited service all of a sudden.
I don't know. I still don't like Melanie. I love Molly. I think she's a delight, and I love that she took our we hate each other picture.
Yes, she did.
It's now one of my favorite pictures to show people. Again, I just don't. I don't like how they're getting rid of her. I don't think it's fair. As much as I don't like
Aaron
Melanie.
agrees with you. Well, wait, you don't like how they treated Melanie.
Just like that she just I wish she would have done it on her own.
Yeah.
I just don't like that it as soon as Teresa said what she said, I was like, oh, really? I was so disappointed because I really was, I guess because that moment with Billy and Bo really was so powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think it would have made me go, okay, maybe there is something with Melanie and Brady. It really would have, but like you said, I still think that, if she would have just came back, been his friend, and could have still been a part of all these storylines and all that, but whatever.
Oh, now we're back on.
I love that.
That comes up first.
I love that Maria Kessner says, "Bye, Brady. My contract's up."
Oh yes, Maria
yes.
Kessner. Thank you so much. And when Victor kept saying Olga instead of Elsa,
that was funny.
Why do I get such a kick out of this? When Kate would do it to Jordan, would you call her? What was her name? Her real name?
Oh my God, what was
Tammy
Sue?
Tammy Sue.
Oh, Tammy Sue.
And then who else did something?
There's such attitude in it.
Yeah. And then when Kim called Teresa Jeannie,
Yeah.
I don't know why it just tickles me when they do that.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Oh, Victor tickles me all the time because he's at that point where he just does not care. And he's
doesn't
gonna
care.
say whatever it is.
And that's what old folks are like.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
They
They
just
say whatever
don't.
they want. They say whatever they want.
I actually wrote down. He said when he said to when
Justin?
Kim was there.
Oh, Kim.
And he was talking to Brady, and she says something about Teresa living in the mansion. He says, "As if I'd even consider it. Your daughter's a brazen hussy, and I know where she gets it from."
Yes, so good.
That was like classic.
So let's
Classic
quickly go
Victor.
into some tidbits before we start running out of time.
Okay.
First of all, Kate and Justin, we kind of touched on that a little bit already. The fact that Victor made him stay in Salem and not return back to Dubai. When we all... First of all, Justin, stop trying to act like you're not trying to get back to Dubai to get back to Elsa.
Yeah.
Listen.
I love that Victor was just like, I've replaced you. You
Yes.
can stay here.
Yeah. So guess
You
what?
haven't done anything. It took you this long
Right.
to do nothing.
And then-
Right.
I had somebody else in that.
No,
Yes.
I love when Justin was like, "I've been working on that for a year. How you just take me off?" And then he's like, "Well, I replaced you with blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Well, why would you do that? He's a better negotiator
I
than
know
you
he did.
anyway."
Yeah.
So basically, he replaced you with someone else who's better for the job.
Yeah. But as he's saying that, he's giving him a job.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, well, wait,
But-
is he bad or is he good?
But because he feels like because it's Lucas and
Yes.
Adrian
Yeah.
that will fuel him to
Yes.
be as good
Yes.
as he used to be
Yes.
back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You notice I have to bring
just
you
saying,
back.
just saying that they're disagreeing with me. It's
Yeah.
okay.
And I also think it's funny how Adrian and Lucas they're this mature couple, so to speak. They're like school kids.
But they do it all the time.
I know,
Though.
I'm like, what is he
like in
taking?
my notes? I was like, they're doing
They
it
both
again.
said it's been a while though, so they're making up for lost
That's
time.
right. We just been off for
I love.
Clearly.
I'm actually
You are still
really,
liking it?
really digging it more and
Really?
more each time. I know I'm the only one.
I don't know. I'm still,
don't-
and then especially when they kicked over the breakfast. First of all, you don't
Oh,
kick
that's
over
so
no
funny. Yeah,
breakfast.
you don't waste food.
Well, it
You
was
don't
just
waste
berries.
food like that.
It was berries.
It's-
No, there was a croissant on there.
Yeah,
I saw that. There was
I
a
did too.
croissant
I
on that
saw that
bed.
too. I saw
You
that
don't
too.
waste food like that. You don't get.
Yeah.
Listen, and first of all, who brought that in?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it
Somebody
just
had to-
appeared on the bed.
Yeah.
They cut back and it was on the bed. I noticed it
Yeah.
right away.
And I love.
And they don't bring it in on a tray, like it's on a
Right.
rolling
It's on
table.
a rolling
like,
table.
it's
Yeah,
like-
right. We stay
Yeah.
in hotels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also, I like that Kate will not tell people that
Justin,
yeah.
she's like, yes, he works for me, and Justin's like.
And he's like, and you need to stop telling people I work for you. Well, you don't. I don't work for you, so I'm not telling you.
He's like, well, maybe if you weren't in such a rush to tell people that you
Yeah.
work together, then
Yeah.
I love that. I love
Yes.
that moment. So yeah, that pretty much covered
Yep.
Kate, Justin, Lucas, and Adrian.
Yep.
Paige, JJ, Eve, and Jen. Talk about where's Paige, because everyone seems to be looking for her, and
Yes.
she's just making her appearances. Like
Yes,
I
she
just
is.
want to make sure I'm.
But-
telling people.
And all black.
We did find out
That was Burgundy.
some
Burgundy.
very important information that we never knew before.
Yes.
That Daphne is dating a dude with 2 kids who's divorced at 20.
When JJ said that Daphne is
Yeah.
dating a guy who has 2 kids, has been divorced, and is 21 years old, my mouth was. I was just like, "Are you serious?"
I know. I was like,
You're
wow.
kidding me
You're not
right
even
now,
saying
right?
you're dating an older guy. It was
Right.
like, I'm going to
No.
go all the way.
Right.
He's divorced.
Right.
And suddenly, I was just like, I was like 21, 2 kids.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
first of all, that's a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm like, ooh, Daphne, girl, like you need to find somebody new.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
And before we did, there's something else I wanted to say about Melanie.
Oh,
Before we get
talking a lot about Melanie.
I know. And
I know.
another something nice.
okay.
I thought she looked cute in her outfit. I like the outfit they put
Oh,
her
okay.
in. Her going away outfit. The cute little outfit.
Oh, the black-
cute little dress. No,
the
the little
black-
dress. It was blue, wasn't it? I think it was
Well,
blue.
it was like black with like blue,
Yeah,
like
blue.
buttons,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought it was darling. She
Wow.
walked out and I wrote, finally, Melanie looks cute.
You did write that. You did write that down. Dang.
I'm still waiting to see what Abby's wearing that.
Oh my god!
Did you notice they didn't show her? They haven't shown her this week. So we didn't see.
But they really. She was like a nondescript outfit.
But she's still in that.
Is she in the blue? She's not in the
Yeah,
the hooker outfit. She can't.
Yeah, she's still because it's still that day.
No, it's a new day.
It's a new day.
I think it was towards the end.
Because Melanie woke up from on the couch and they were all changed. Maggie and
then she
Janet.
changed. Okay, so I think they showed Abigail earlier in the week and she was still in that, and I think they've now changed days.
Okay.
But yeah, so
I'll have an update on her outfit next week.
Right.
So everyone's looking for Paige. Paige is making her appearances to everyone. I love that she got to talk to Jen and find out everything that Jen already knew, including how she found out. And she's just like, so no one thought to tell me? Like, and then you want me to go back with him? Like,
she said everything the fans were saying.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of weird. This storyline's weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I did like when Maxine came in and was like, Kim, do we want to talk? And Jen's like, no, I want to sit here and be miserable. Can you please leave?
That was funny. Like,
I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Right.
Maxine just always seemed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah. But she adds a little relief to a tense situation.
Did Paige have a friend named Mary Beth at one point?
Yes.
But she's no longer around?
No. Mary Beth has gone on to play Aaliyah in Drumline 2.
Oh, okay. And then she got replaced by Daphne.
Then Daphne came on.
So
yeah. Alexandria Shipp is the actress who played that, and she's actually going to be Storm in the X-Men.
That's right.
Yeah. So she was like, "Look, this has been cute playing Mary Beth, but I gotta go. I got a career." Yeah.
And JJ's friend's gone. The girl. I haven't seen her in a while.
Bev? Was it Bev? Bev.
Oh,
I think so,
I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen her. I like Bev.
Dude, Rory is still around.
He's the bomb. I like Rory. He's the bomb.
But yeah, and Jen is, Eve is trying to find Paige as well. JJ and her have it out again.
She slaps him.
Yeah.
He calls her a bad mother.
And when the slap happened, I was like, we're a little week late, aren't we?
Yeah,
all the slapping happened last week.
I can't.
But I have to say, True O'Brien, who plays Paige, I'm actually liking her now. She's really delivering on the anger.
Yeah.
I mean, she's really delivering on it.
Not for me.
Not for you.
No.
Well,
not Angry Paige.
But I'm not. I know. I haven't really liked her though since the first day she's been on. But hey, that seems to be staying power because look at Molly Burnett. She's got a career.
So moving right along, we already mentioned
I'm
Abigail.
just helping you, Molly.
We already mentioned Abigail, Ben, and Chad, and basically the whole name thing. We're done with that.
Done.
Yes.
So now let's head into our wonderful segments.
Yay!
And we're going to start with mine, which is the 3 Snaps Award. This award is given to a performer throughout the week of days where I'm just like, yes, you did that. And this week, the award goes to someone who was in the middle of what I like to call tea spilling. And for those of you who don't know what tea spilling is, it's like gossiping or like revealing things that you may not know.
Or spilling your tea.
Yeah. And his reaction was just very classic and a very
my generation.
It's just very like, what's happening? What? I didn't know that. So the 3 Snaps Award for this week goes to Brady, Eric Martzoff, for not knowing what in the world was happening or had happened between Victor and Kimberly. Yes. So Brady, Eric Martzoff, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Yeah, I loved his reaction when he kind of just was like threw his hands up there
he was just like, I don't even know what's going on. Whatever.
I tried to capture a still for you, and I couldn't even capture it because it just didn't look right when it was snapped a picture.
Yes.
But that's the moment we were talking about.
And filling in for Peter, we have our WTF moment.
I didn't write any. I always write down like a WTF or in case like sometimes you guys will come in.
There was so
and I didn't write any.
And you guys mentioned several of them. The baby, because I said the baby bottle, there was no milk in there. No milk. The baby was sucking on air. And
I hope it's not Will because Peter's last 3 have been Will.
No, actually I have one. I don't know if you guys even caught this out there or here.
Let's see.
My WTF moment is Daniel's apartment.
Okay.
Because on Friday, they went the other direction on the other side of the kitchen. Usually they have that one hallway by the door. They go, that's always been there for, I'm assuming there's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom or whatever back there. But this time they're like, we're going to leave you two alone, and Brady and them alone, and they went the other way on the other side of the kitchen. Look at that scene again. It's kind of weird. I'm like, what kind of apartment is this? It looks like a tiny apartment. You have two ways to get
Maybe
to the
they
house.
meet. Maybe there's a meeting.
But how many apartments do you know that have that kind of with both
Mine
sides?
does. I'm totally kidding.
Have you not been in Salem?
Like, I haven't.
So you don't know what their apartments are like.
That's true.
Well, next time you're on set, will you look and see if there's a back hall?
No, Tony, see, when Tony's on set,
investigative reporting.
Exactly, if there's two sides to his apartment on the stage.
Tweet us.
Tweet us.
Out.
Please tweet us.
See, this is why I'm saying I'm gonna try and push for this again, that they should have Twitters for like Henderson and the housekeepers so they can tweet pictures on set. And well, they probably can't do that. I mean, they could release them when the episode airs. You know what I mean? Around that, they couldn't obviously release them 5 months in advance because they might give some stuff away. But I think it would be a fun interactive thing. These guys, I know all these crazy kooks like Daquan would want to see what Molly was tweeting.
Oh my God.
Crazy kooks.
Speaking of crazy kooks, Mark, what's your quote of the week?
Oh, me! Quote of the week. That was my sound effect. My quote of the week goes to... I'm just loving that I get to say his name so much more now because he's getting airtime, is Mr. Brian Datillo, Mr. Lucas. I was a Lucas Carner, my old roommate. When he says he's having his discussion with Kate, and he says, she's yelling at him for sleeping with a married woman, and he says, have you ever shacked up with a married man? Really? Isn't that the whole reason I'm here?
I love that. That was the first thing I wrote down.
That was my quote of the week. Yes.
That's hilarious. And so now, of course, we're going to do hashtag Those Were the Days. And as Days is celebrating 50 years of Days of Our Lives, we like to go back and revisit different storylines and characters. And today, since we had an opportunity and chance to kind of hear about Kimberly and Victor, I wanted to give that to Kimberly and her storyline with Victor. So, yeah. That's my hashtag. Those were the days. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm really easily distracted because I slightly have ADD. So
rubs off. I rub off.
So basically, what happened? Kimberly had to have sex with Victor in order to save Shane. This is while she was blind. Like there was a lot going on.
She was blind
with that storyline. So yeah, I wanted to kind of revisit that so that you guys would know that. And that is your hashtag. Those were the days, celebrating Days 50th. All right, so let's go into some quick news and gossip. We're gonna wrap things up very quickly.
AfterBuzz.
Right. So you tried it. So we have Jason Cook returning back to Days. Hopefully we will see the whole clan come back. Also, we had Ali Kaba come back, and but he was our contestant that won the SARS Canada event.
Sorry, guys, we got to wrap right now. I'm sorry. Give your Twitter handles.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful time. We'll see you next Sunday at 5 p.m.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.